Where will the next big phenom in grip sport come from? Will they be a daredevil from the sport of climbing? Will they be a podcast listener like with Hand Control Worldwide? Or could it possibly be a strength coach who doesn't even realize their own strength? We'll discuss this and more in this episode of This Week in Grip. Hey everybody, this is Jedd Johnson and Alan Heineck. We're here. We're ready to talk grip. We're ready to continue on the road to redemption, trying to catch up on everything that we've missed the last few weeks. Man, been a lot of stuff, awesome stuff going down. Check out that hashtag This Week in Grip. We have already crossed over the 300 count mark for uses of that hashtag on Instagram alone. So keep up the good work, everybody. Go ahead and assign that task or that hashtag to the main media so we can find out what you're doing more easily. Just like Ricardo Magni has been doing with all the awesome stuff that's been going on the West Coast at Ode Hagen's training hall. Don't forget, everybody, please give the video a like. That helps out the entire cause of Grip Sport. And 20 likes per show, and we're having between like 150 and 200 views. So let's see if we can get that like count up above 50 years. So it would be outstanding. And in the meantime, before we started, just want to wish good luck to the youth Olympic lifters from Patrick Mazel's group, who will be competing very soon at Youth Nationals. And hopefully along the lines, they can scare up some more grip sport shows down there at Nationals. And remember, everybody, remember what your job is. The first rule about grip sport. You tell everyone about grip sport. Alan, how's it been going, buddy? What have you been up to? What's exciting, man?
Oh, things have been going good. Oh, just gearing up, getting excited about SJ4 coming up. So working on a lot of training for that, but that's been about it. How's your training been going?
It's been going good, buddy. Thanks for asking. I actually went down to Bucknell University on Thursday of this week. This past weekend was the annual clinic at the Juniata College in Huntington, Pennsylvania, and we got a new kind of what's the tradition? A new tradition where Thursday night we train at Bucknell. They've got top of the line facility down there. It's totally awesome. We brought the gear from South Jersey 4, and also really the coincidence is that two of the events from South Jersey 4 are actually going to be in King Kong this year. And Jerry Schreck, the head strength and conditioning coach there, said he's interested in coming up and trying grip sport out this year at King Kong. So I introduced him to the flat hand pinch and the 2.5-inch crusher. We also got out the 2-inch crusher. We got out Jerry's Fat Man Blob. Jerry, just about his he had this really cool, it's actually like a wheel off of an old buggy or something like that. It's pretty cool. It's like cast iron, and it had a hub on it, so we were lifting that. Got to work out on the hammer strength row equipment that he has. My back was so sore, like in a good way. They would load up five plates on each side and do rows with that. And, pretty good control too, and all the eccentric loading from that weight. I mean, I'll tell you, dude, people bust on machines, Alan, but when considering the weight that you can add on a machine, if you can all the eccentric on those, it really tears you up. And I was super sore all through my erectors, my trapezius, rhomboids, all that stuff back there was really sore. So it was a really good training session on Thursday. And then I've been coming to this Juniata Strength Clinic since 2001, I think. I've only missed it, like, I think the very first one, I think I've only missed one since then, since I started calling. I would say that this year was probably, if not the best ever, it was definitely one of the best for the last few years. I loved it. I had a great time, and I'll be posting more information about it on the website as we go forward. So I also actually ran a little grip contest while I was there, Alan.
Nice. Let's hear about that.
Yeah. So usually I go every year. I'll speak one year and do a hands-on session the next year. And this year it was my turn to do a hands-on session. So when it was set up on Friday, there were 3 tracks going on at all times. So you could go to one conference room and listen to one talk on one given subject, and then there'd be a totally different subject going on in the other conference room. And then if you weren't in either one of those presentations, then you go to the hands-on session. It was like a breakout session. So over to the building that has the weight room, I was in, they took one of the racquetball courts and converted it into like an all-purpose room. So that kettlebell, ropes. They've got like TRX is set up in there, things along those lines. And I made a little handout about grip, different aspects of grip, crushing, pinching, support, and stuff like that. So did a little handout, did a little talk, a little Q&A for about, it was very, very informational dense for like 10 to 15 minutes because the hands-on only an hour long. So I got them pumped up, telling how exciting grip sport was. And then when we got to thick bar, I talked about how, it's kind of like when you're wrestling in Madison Square Garden in the main event, and you got to grab the guy's wrist and do an Irish whip and throw him into the ropes. And I actually took a guy and grabbed his wrist and kind of steps like I was going. So that kind of got everything going. People thought that was pretty funny. So then dude, you're looking at these strength coaches plus me in the racquetball court. You ever been in a racquetball court? You a racquetball player, Alan?
Only once or twice as a kid, so I'm at least familiar with the concept anyway. Yep.
So you know how big a racquetball court is, right? Like
yeah.
Roughly the size. It's about maybe 15 feet wide and maybe 30 feet deep, or maybe a little bit larger than that. It might be 20 by 40 for all I know, but it ain't that big. And we had that thing packed out pretty good. So I had all kinds of implements they could try. I had like some grip sport stuff or grip enthusiast stuff. Like I had the inch dumbbell, I had the block. Nobody lifted those. Ring, I had a flask, I had 2.5-inch crusher, I had fat grips, I had hand expands, I had grippers. And then what I did was I gave everybody unlimited chances to try out the pinch block hold for time, which was originally contested at the Winter Grip Fest that I held this year in February. And for the men, I had 40 pounds added. For the women, I had 20 pounds added. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 people, and 18 people exposed firsthand to grip sport with another 30. But man, we had people cheering, we had people clapping, we had people talking smack. People that dudes that came there together with like their friends, their assistants and stuff like that. They were chewing on each other. We had, I think, 6 women, and the rest were men. And it was good, man. We had a whole array of performances. Like I see one here that was like a 1.05 seconds and a 1.79 seconds that were able to hold it. But then we also had like 21.99 seconds, 24.42 seconds, 21.42 seconds. So both men and women for the weights that they had to lift. So there were plenty of people that held it for upwards of 20 seconds. And the lead was changing hands. over. People go, I'm not going to do this. No, you go ahead. No. And like 5 people afterwards, then they would come up and they would jump on the information. That was really, really cool. And I took certificates, just very basic. Strongest strength coach, first place women. Strongest strength coach, first place men. We got a picture with them afterwards. And the winners ended up being, we had Bree Wasser, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that name correctly. She won the women's division. She held a block curl with 20 pounds added for 21.42 seconds. And she's actually like one of the student assistants for Coach Smith, Doug Smith, that runs the whole entire clinic. So she's a stranger to me, but she ever did grip before. And then the winner from the guys was a guy named Josh Chromiak. So super pumped, man. It was like it opened up a new chapter of this dude's life, man. Like someone finds Jesus or something like that. Like you could tell the dude was pumped. He slept that night because he was so excited about it. So I would not be surprised to see Josh show up sometime at a grip contest. I hope to see him sometime in a grip contest. He looks like, dude. He kind of looks like a pro wrestler. Like he kind of looks like Samoa Joe. Who Samoa Joe is?
No, I'm not familiar. Nope.
Okay, so you know Google, right? You know Google, so you'll be able to find Samoa Joe. If you look up Samoa Joe, he's kind of like a thicker dude. He's not like a muscular guy, but he's like mountainous. He's like big, thick, dense, very, very tough. And the guy looks like dude. It was cool. He did the thing where he rolled his sleeves up a little bit, but he didn't roll it outwards like French rolling or anything. He rolled his sleeves up under. I've never seen that before. I thought it was pretty cool. So at some point he stretched his face where he had done he had shaded competing. He took 3 jumps and the blood started rushing out of the cut. So it was like, dude, it was like Madison Square Garden main event all over again, bro. It was awesome. So he started out with an 18.47, right? And then someone beat him. And then so he went again, and he only got 18.88. And then someone else went, and they got 24.42 seconds. There was a fellow named Michael Gannon that got 24.42. So Josh is like, "Can I get one more try?" I was like, "Dude, we're going until 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. You get as many tries as you want. I don't care." So he went third time, and I think he got 26.98 seconds. So he ended up taking the title there. Mike tried one more time, and his hand was spent. He couldn't do it. So it was just one hand hold of the pin block. Very simple, very easy, not a lot of technique. And man, these strength coaches, personal trainers, they loved it, man. I think there was a chiropractor thrown in the mix there. They loved it.
Nice. It's great hearing that people get all excited about that stuff. So sounds like you had a decent turnout. Can't beat that.
Yeah. I've done several hands-on sessions at this clinic before, and this is easily the best turnout that I've ever gotten. Nearing 50 people, I'd say. So I took a group picture, and that'll be up as the video for this week. And you see, there's a lot of people there, but actually several had already left. So I had to get everybody into the picture, unfortunately. But yeah, it was a great turnout. So
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Before we get started with the endless list of I thought I'd throw a question out there, Alan. You all right with that? Do I have your permission?
Let's go for it.
Okay, so this was asked of me, and I thought this was a great topic to throw out there. And I'd like everybody to put down their response that they would say. So this is totally open-ended. There's no wrong answers, but I thought I'd throw it out there. So here it is. If you were going to prison, you were told you could have only one piece of grip equipment to use to stay strong, what would you choose? That's what I would like everybody to put down. If you were going to prison, you were told you could take one thing in there with you, one piece of grip equipment, what would you choose? Leave that in the comments section. What would you take with you, Alan?
The blob.
The blob? Cool,
yep.
Man. Cool. Now, why do you say that?
Versatile, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Also be potentially used. I mean, it's not necessarily as a pointed object, but something possibly to defend oneself with too. If used in the right way, say put in a pillowcase or something like that. So, what was your thought?
Well, you came at it from a totally different angle because I wasn't even thinking of taking something in there that I could assault someone with. But that is a great idea. So you really took in with you like truly a double-edged sword. And you know what? Someone posted this on my Facebook, and I don't even know what I put. I forgot already because this was like 2 or 3 weeks ago that I copied this down. It's been that long since we actually talked about stuff on the podcast, but I like the block. It would probably be a toss-up between the blob and the inch, because one of the things that I do want to accomplish sometime very soon is cleaning the inch dumbbell. So I was thinking of it strictly as a training sense, not as an assault weapon sense. And the inch is not going to work very well unless I pick it up and throw it on someone's foot so that I can run away from them, and they get like Fred Flintstone foot where it like swells up like 5 times its original size or something. So the bob would definitely work there for self-defense. So one of those, it would definitely be one of those, and I would probably go with the blob myself. Yeah.
Yep. I'll be curious what everybody else has to say on that.
Yeah, and I hope people post, because it's I like asking questions, because it's like for most people it's something that's never gonna happen. I mean, I don't know if you plan on going to jail anytime soon.
I don't intend on it. No.
Okay. So you plan on being caught if you've been doing it. So. But it's interesting to hear what other people's kind of are. So, sweet, dude, sweet. All right, what would you like to start off?
Okay, well, I just wanted to mention just a quick SJ4 update. If everybody hadn't heard, Nate Browse just put something out there. It sounds like they picked up a new sponsor, and now there's some cash prizes thrown into the works. So.
Wow.
Yeah, sweetening up the pot a little bit. So it sounds like Vader LT came in from the Yahala company, and he put up a little money. So it's the awards would go to the first, second, and third place overall. They're going to use the allometric scale for determining that. And so first place would get $150, second place $100, and third place $50. So just a little more incentive for some people to show up to that and give it a shot. And I was briefly looking into that allometric scale. I don't really know much about it. I think, was that not how the overall was determined at nationals this year? Was that same type of scale?
Yes, I do believe so. Okay. Because Gil referenced that either at the beginning of the competition or right at the end when we were doing the presentation of placings. So yeah,
okay.
It was incorporated. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, just putting that out there. If people weren't excited enough already, there's one more thing. It sounds like there's back up to 55 people coming to that as of now. So should still be a good turnout, and not too many training days left. Really, just a few weeks away. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's coming right down. Yeah. I know one person is up in the air about it, and it's going to come down at work. Orange, the guy who the Arnold was a few months ago, like I think in the winter, and he lifted Luke's living legends dumbbell thumbless and kind of just grinned about it.
Oh yeah, yep.
So yeah, so he might be there. So I think there's potential for that number to get still a little bit bigger by the time the contest gets here. Be awesome. Yep.
Right.
Cool. Dude, did you see like a few weeks back, it was actually the 3-year anniversary of the release of Over the Top starring Sylvester Stallone?
I didn't you know, I didn't see there was anything about that, but I still watch that movie once in a while. Mm-hmm. So I actually got the DVD one day. It was in one of those bargain bin things at some place. I got it for like $5. So every now and then I throw it in. Yeah, yep. That's a classic. I love that movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw something recently too, like Sylvester Stallone, the best way of winning a through battle is through arm wrestling. So pretty cool. Yeah, but it's a real wake up call when you realize that something that you used to watch as a kid is now 30 years old. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, yep. I think that too every once in a while when I hear like some songs I even used to like, they're on the classic rock stations and stuff now, So it's kind of
Oh yeah, I heard Nirvana on a classic rock station. When someone was on the thing yesterday, it was on I think it was when I was going out. It was on Nights with Alice. It was Alice Cooper doing the radio show, and it was like Van Halen, and then it was Nirvana, and then maybe like Leonard Skinner or something like that. It was crazy, and it just kind of like passed by. Like I didn't realize, and then it went to commercial. But before it went to commercial, it was Alice Cooper saying, "You got to wonder whether Kurt Cobain would have ever thought he would have been on a classic rock radio station between those two bands." So that was very interesting. But speaking of age, Alan, we were talking about this during a break in the action at the seminar. Maybe it was like during lunch. I'm 38 now, and I remember thinking as a kid that like I'm nearing 40. So I remember thinking as a kid like 40 sounded so old, Like I remember when I was 11, my dad turned 40, and we had an all-star game that day, and we did like a little birthday. We gave him gifts prior to the Little League game, and I remember we gave him a pin that was like Over the Hill. So I've kind of always associated 40 with Over the Hill, but at the same time, man, at 38, with the exception of my back, I mean, I don't think I feel what I thought 40 was going to feel like. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think about that?
Well, I am 40, and yeah, I do agree. I guess I don't know. It seemed like you made that reference when you were 11 and your dad turned 40. It just seemed to me like I always remembered my dad having an older appearance even back then than like what I appear now. That's just kind of how I see some of those other people. So yeah. I'm not saying I've aged necessarily great, but I don't know. It's different once you're there. I guess. Hard to put it into words, but 40 though, I have the moments where I definitely feel old. I guess it just doesn't seem as old as I once thought it would be. So
right,
if that makes any sense. But.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, one of the things that I recall talking about during the conversation there was, I remember that when I was turning 30, I definitely felt worse when I was 30 than I do now at 38. Like, I remember always being run down. I wasn't sleeping well. I was always stressed out because of work. I don't remember how I was eating, but I'm sure it wasn't that good. And I think I kind of went into like a midlife crisis at 30 and really started to clean up my diet, and I actually lost a lot of weight. I think I got down to like, maybe 230 or something like that. But then I ended up ballooning again. So, but I do remember like 29, thinking, holy cow, like, what am I going to be like in 10 years? And now I think I actually feel better than I did back then. So I have to credit, the much smarter decision-making process, not pushing through pain in training. If it's, it's one of those things where, like, some people were asking me if I was skipping leg day on Facebook when I posted a picture last week. And the fact is, yeah, I do skip leg day because there's some days where my back just would not be able to handle the kind of leg workouts that I would normally be doing. And, after the scare that I had in October last year, I don't want to ever go through that again. So I've definitely changed the way I train lower body now. And, if the worst thing that ever happens is I have to deal with people online making comments about it, that's a lot worse than being bedridden like I was for some time during October. But with the exception of my back, I mean, I think I feel pretty darn good compared to what I figured I would feel like at this point in my life. So yeah, I don't know. That's neither here nor there, I guess. What else, Alan? What's next on the list?
A little bit of some update from Iron Mind. I think we had talked about this the last time where Don Cummings did his red nail cert attempt, and Iron Mind made that official. So he is on the red nail roster now.
Great.
I saw, and this was posted on the grip board. It didn't go his way, unfortunately, but Josh Odell had put in for a number 3 Captain of Crush cert. Sounded like he was good and ready for it, and he took his attempt, but it looked like he missed. So sorry to hear that, Josh, but you'll come back and hit it again. I tell you, from what it sounds like, just a lot of these grippers are getting to be a lot tougher through the years. If you look at some of the recent ratings on them and stuff like that, I think the days of some of those 138-pound number 3s are going by the wayside, and we're now seeing them getting into the 150s and even, higher 150s, even low 160s. I think I'd seen some of those come in at. So, yeah, good luck next time anyway, Josh. So
yeah, so did he say, did it come down merely to the strength of the gripper and how it felt, or did he say that he just maybe had an off day? Did he give any indication?
No, it sounded like it was just an off day for him. He indicated that he was physically ready, but not necessarily mentally there. So it looked like he took about 7 shots at it and came within just a hair's breadth of closing it, and just couldn't quite get it. So,
I see.
But he's a strong guy.
Yeah, and
he'll be back at it.
I remember a few months ago we were just talking about how he was making a comeback. So, I mean, he's been out of it for a couple of years at least, it seems, and now he's already back. Going towards what many consider to be the pinnacle of grip strength feats, especially related to grippers. So there's nothing to be ashamed of at all. Proud of him for getting back to that conditioning already in a very short time. That's awesome.
Yep. So, all right. And one other thing on the grip board, I don't know if you caught this. This was really interesting, but Delmar Carter made a gripper rating device, and he rated a Tedding Thor gripper, which I don't know that I'd seen anybody do that before. I thought maybe Jared Gogan might have taken an attempt at rating one of those. But anyway, he chucked it up in the machine, and it came in at 614 pounds. So
it's doable then.
Yeah, that might be a good one to add to the Mash Monster ladder in case somebody really starts getting out there and smashing the upper level ones. Get the unclosable going on. So yeah, that was neat. It was interesting to see that because you just know they're impossible, but you never know just how impossible they are. So,
yeah, for sure.
Like 3 number 4s glued together.
If anybody like is a first time listener, I'm joking. Like a 600 plus rated gripper, no one's closing that. Especially when you consider that. I think the heaviest gripper that I remember being closed is like a 196 or 199 or something like that. It maybe a little bit higher. I'm not sure. What do you what's the
choke,
highest that you know of?
Choke, Andrew Derniat hit something in the 220s or something like that, did he not? And
choke. Yeah, that's
from and that gives you that gives you from the leverage standpoint. So if that's the best people are doing there, that's 614. You're not gonna. That's like just squeezing onto a solid chunk of steel at that point. It isn't going anywhere.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Well, what kind of machine did he use to rate that, man? It must have been like hydraulic.
Yeah, he had it looked like a really nice, how we see some of the calibration devices are more mounted on something that would be vertical. His was set up more on a horizontal, and it looked like he used a digital type of scale. It had kind of a remote display on it, so I don't know if it was some sort of a
crane scale,
a higher end type of crane scale or something like that. But it looked like it was set up on a long chunk of steel. He actually had a couple of YouTube videos there where he was showing this, but he was using a pipe wrench and turning on what looked like a threaded bolt to actually, draw the handles closed, and he was using a slip of paper as a feeler gauge to prove, get a very precise right when the handles would touch type of thing. So he had a fair amount of leverage on there with a pretty robust strap. So there was no doubt that the device was capable of handling what he was trying to do with it. So
yes,
it would be, yeah. But it was nice and thought out, and his ratings were within a pound of with the exception of this one Cannon hadn't rated, but the other grippers he was within a pound of what Matt Cannon was getting on his rating. So real consistent results.
Cool. That's good for him. Good work. Nice work. That's cool. I hadn't seen that, so I'm glad that you were able to grab that, Alan.
No.
I'll do a couple here, dude. Haven't seen anything for Steel Shredder 2 except for one that Elizabeth Horn did. I saw that in passing, and I didn't see actually what she did. I just saw that it looked like she may have done it with the baby on her back. Did you see what she was able to complete there, Alan?
No, I did briefly catch the video. I don't recall what it does. Or what it was. I've seen her doing a lot of impressive things with a baby in one of those child carriers on her back. I like it every time I see those videos. So always kid and toe it. Yep, nice.
Yeah, I don't have time to do grip training. I've got kids. That's the video that I'm going to show them from now on.
Yep.
Give them that bottle and then throw them on the back harness, man. Throw them right in the back harness. I bet the kid likes that too, the back and forth motion, it probably just about feels like getting rocked to sleep.
Well, right. But I like seeing how they have their kids always a part of that part of their life too. They're always with them. Even David Horn, he just did his most recent video. He's been doing that Q&A series, and his number 2 video where he was talking about skincare and stuff like that. He actually gave a nod to This Week in Grip show.
Yes, sir.
But there was a moment in there where one of his young ones kind of came into it, and they kind of had to edit that out quick. So it's just funny, They're always almost as a family. You might not necessarily see them, but they're present. I can appreciate that sort of thing. So.
It's very cool. I many times this weekend at the clinic, people were like, "Boy, Jake's big," and they're like, oh, "How do you know how big she is?" And like every once in a while, she'll pop up in a video, and people must actually watch the videos because they know what she looks like and how big she's getting. And she says, "Yeah, she acts just like you." And someone said like she even reacts to things and has the same facial expressions as me. And I was like, "Great, she looks like me." That's not good. So, but it is very awesome, and thanks for David for mentioning This Week in Grip in that very cool series that he's got going on, and I hope he continues doing that. One of the things that I don't think we've covered this yet, Alan, I've still got it on my list, is the actual results of the Cricious contest. I'm not sure that we've covered this, but looked like there was a pretty good participation there. Do you know? Did we cover this or not, Alan? Do you remember?
I don't remember hearing anything about this actually. No.
Yeah, so it was actually May 27th. So that would have been a Saturday, and it would have been the day before we did the May 28th This Week in Grip, and I don't think we had the results yet. Then the week after that was Nationals, so I don't think we got to cover this. But we may have already. If we did, oh well, we'll go over it again. The open class results, it was, I don't know any of these fellas, I guess. I don't think I do. Mark Jeans came in first place. Calum Evans was second place. And then Lawrence Mitchell came in third place with on that. And then the order for the gold bar pinch hold, Elizabeth Horn was actually in second place there. So she's obviously she hasn't lost anything with pinching with all the bending that she's been doing. I've been seeing more of bending out of her than any grip stuff. So it looks like she's found a way to mold it all together though into the same block and periodization. So that's good. A lot of times you don't see that. People aren't able to figure out a good way to do both and compete at a high level in both of them. So I guess maybe actually the results weren't as I guess there weren't quite as many people competing as I thought. But one of the notes I saw from David, he may have messaged this to me. He said, check out Elizabeth Horn's gold bar pinch of 25 kilos for 18 seconds. She lifted the max weight of 28.5 kilos for 4 seconds. And, of course, 5 seconds is required on that hold. Mark Jeans is twice Wales Strongest Man and competes in the Strongman Champions League. So, I mean, this is a strong human being. Calum Evans is under 90 kilos, is the under 90 kilos world's strongest man. So pretty awesome performance by Elizabeth with Alice in the harness on her back. Several world records were held, and they were listed, and they're on David's page. So even though it was a little bit, I saw the list of all the records that were established, and I thought those were all individual lifters that were competing. So that's why I thought there were so many people there. But lots of good stuff went down there for those individual events. The events were, let's see, two hands shallow hub keep pinch hold. Gold bar pinch hold. And I guess that was it. So all holds, which makes it easy to run the contest. Holds go by real easy. And in my experience, it's always very exciting for the crowd, especially at this thing I did this weekend. Everybody was really into it because it's real easy to see what's going on when someone's holding it and their body's shaking and they're gritting their teeth and blood is squirting out of an injury from shaving that morning. So pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
I also had received, and we may have talked about this, but Andrew Pankey mentioned that Eric and Ode Haugen both broke the 200-pound mark on the 2.5-inch crusher records.
Yes, we brought that one up. Yep.
Yeah, it's cool. So I hadn't marked that red on my sheet, so that one's old, so I'll get that one off of there. Sweet.
Yeah, Andrew Pankey.
All right, you're up.
He had another announcement here, and I got this in a Facebook notification. But so Living Legends is going to be back in 2019. So Plenty of advanced warning for everybody. I don't know if you got downwind of that one yet, but it looks like he's got a Facebook page set up, and most of the details are on the grip board. It's kind of a lengthy thing. I'll read through the first little blip here, though. It says, in 2016, I had the opportunity to put on a unique grip contest, Living Legends. To hear all about it, check out Motivation and Muscle Podcast with Andrew Juniata, and he gives a link to to that podcast. And then it says, before I get to the big announcement, I need to thank everyone who supported the 2016 event. Our sponsors, without those whose financial support the event would not have been possible: Juniata Strength, Selene Iron, Leadered Sports, Yahala, Diesel Crew, and Chris Rice. He went on to mention a few of the athletes, and now he's coming out with the official announcement here. So it looks like December 6th and 7th. So it's looking like, as of right now anyway, it's going to be a 2-day event. It's looking like 2 to 3 events on Friday afternoon and a long day Saturday. It's going to be at Juniata Strength in Wooster, Ohio. It looks like there's the Legend class open to everybody, no restrictions. The open class open to all men from all weight classes. There will be a women's class. I don't know if there was a women's class last time or not, actually. But let's see.
Well, no women competed, so I'm not sure he would have turned any away.
Sure.
There weren't any signed up, so.
Okay, all right. Well, events as of now, so it's looking like, let's see, Legends class events, grippers, slim hammer levering. Looks like there's also going to be a double overhand on the Andrews axle. Boy, a Thomas inch medley, that ought to be nice. So it's looking like he's looking to the future on this one. I know he was talking about producing some bigger bells, and it looks like they're going to be there. So 125, 150, 172, so there'll be the actual inch. The 180, I imagine that's the steel inch. Then he's indicating a 200 and a 225-pound one. So
wow, 200 and 225?
Yes, and I believe he had mentioned at one point they were talking about in their quest for producing some larger bells. I thought they were going to do something that was on par with the Millennium Bell, which is a 225-pound bell, is it not? That Steve Gardner had created.
For some reason, the number 238 sticks out at me.
238. Okay. I could be wrong about that. Okay. Something larger than much larger than the standard inch anyway.
Right.
Looks like there's also going to be a blob medley. So Blobzilla, the Robo Blob, Fat Man Blob, assorted ones like that. So yeah, and let's see here. I'm just going to skip down to the. This is one that might be best for people to know right away, just in keeping it on the list for the entry fees. It looks like there's. Oh, I don't know where I saw it. If I'm just not able to see it with what I'm looking at right now, but it sounds like okay, yes. So entry fees. Super early is $65 if received by 12/31 of 2017. Early registration is $75 if received by 12/31 of 2018, and then looks like it goes up to $100 if it's received after July 1st of 2019. So This is one where if people know in advance, it would definitely pay to get in on that a little bit earlier. So more
when
information.
Was the? I'm sorry, Alan.
Oh, go ahead.
When was the date? I didn't really catch what the date was when you said it.
Of the competition, or for the last entries? For the entries?
No, of the actual contest.
It looks like September, I believe, 6th and 7th. Let me just find my way back to that here. It's kind of a long thread.
I thought you had said December. So
no, I think it was. I'm pretty sure. Yes, September 6th and 7th of 2019. So, and things.
Gotcha.
It looks like he's kind of left this a little open-ended. So it sounds like things might change just a little bit. But that's the plan anyway. And I mean, there's a couple of years to iron out some wrinkles, but. Yep, that's the preliminaries on that anyway, as of right now. So yeah, he does have a thread on the grip board. It looks like it must be under his sponsor page, but it's titled Living Legends 2019, and he posted that just this past Wednesday for anybody that might be interested. So.
Good, yeah. Well, judging by the success of SJ4 and how it was announced well over a year in advance. It's probably a good idea if you know you're going to be running a contest at a certain time to try promoting, begin the promotion process early as possible. So like that's kind of what he's going with. I know that it wasn't going to be an annual competition. It was going to be more stretched out in between, more time between. So that's cool. Mark your calendars now, people. Let's do this. And I mean, I think I think there's. Again, if you don't think you're going to be ready, You got 2 years to train for it. I mean, you look at it this way. You're not ready for grip yet. But, Jason Gonzalez signed up for and competed at Living Legends in 2016. And this year, he went to nationals and did extremely well. In fact, he beat me on the medley. So, and I remember him being hesitant back in the day about competing. And the first contest that he did that was like NAG sanctioned was Grip Miss last year, which I didn't make it to. But he did come and do the grip contest that Luke and I held at the Arnold Classic last year as part of the concrete challenge. Experience is just a big, huge factor, guys. And if you haven't done a contest yet and want to, don't talk yourself out of it and say you're not ready. If there's a contest that you can make it to, without a doubt, I encourage you to go to it and take part in the contest. The experience, you just can't replace it. There's no substitute for experience at grip. Cool, man. Well, thanks for sharing that with us, Alan.
Hopefully
the only other thing I wanted to cover that seems pretty old, Alan, is before we get into the feats, was the man with the best name in grip, Zolt Horniak, did a torque unbraced snap of 183.25 kilos, which equals 405 pounds at 6 inches, and it's listed as EN3B CRS. I don't even know what that means. EN3B? Any clue, Alan?
No. The CRS I can figure out, but
CRS. No. Yeah, so there must be like this stuff is evolving so quickly. I do so little bending that it's way beyond what I'm even able to know about right now. Someone out there knows what it is. Why don't you leave a comment and let us know what EN3B is? But he snapped this miraculous 5/16 by 7 bar in 9 minutes and 42 seconds, and the video is up on his YouTube channel. He says he's real proud of it and put a series of hashtags here: steel bending, old-time strongman, feet of strength, but didn't use This Week in Grip. So Zolt, my man, make sure you throw This Week in Grip in there on your hashtags, brother.
Well, it looks like that is a bright, mild steel, according to what I'm just seeing. Makes it very resistant to stress because of its process. So yeah, somebody's bound to have some better information than what I just found out. But just preliminary looking here, sounds like that was quite the tough thing to break.
Yeah.
So congratulations to him. Yep. And I don't even have anything to gauge that off of, but that sounds impressive. Yep. Nice.
Congratulations, Zolt. And I suppose now is as good a time as any to remind everybody to hit like on the video, Alan. Get down there and hit that thumbs up for us, everybody. That's going to help a lot by putting it into the suggested videos on the right-hand margin of YouTube. So please go ahead and do that. Anything else, aside from just Grip Feats, Alan, that you still have to tackle and mention before we go on for the feats that we've seen?
Just one other thing. I just wanted to make sure that everyone was aware. I'm sure now we had already mentioned David Horn is doing his Q&A series, but Joe Musselwhite also has one out there, and he just put out another video on his Strong Grip Ready series, just for some grip strengthening stuff, which is a worthwhile video to look at. The specific technique he mentioned that I've seen other people talking about too. So definitely make sure to check out Joe Musselwhite's YouTube channel for some more updates on that. It looks like he's had a few videos out now, and hopefully see more from him in the future on those as well. And I guess that's about
number is he on?
What's that? That was number 3. Number 3 was the most recent one that I had just seen. Yeah, and he showed a nice little. I had seen some other guys mention this too, but it was actually newspaper crumpling and rolling for building grip strength. And he's, what Joe is doing there is he's specifically mentioning. He's kind of mentioning just regular grip strengthening type things. that are things that would kind of get everybody a stronger grip. He's not necessarily catering to the Jedd Johnsons of the grip world. It's more to kind of, grip things for everyone, things that would improve everybody's stuff there. So, and it's useful. It's something we all have lying around, and it wouldn't take long to incorporate that into it. And I have not tried that in particular, but in seeing that video, it makes me want to give it a shot and just see what exactly it does. I would think, if nothing else, it sounds like a great active recovery thing that kind of blow your forearm up real quick and kind of get some fresh blood into an area. So yep. But it's good because, it's just one of those things that people don't even think about. So really useful.
Yeah, very good. Thanks for covering that, Alan. Thanks for covering that, because I actually went over that. That's up here. I passed it by. So good job, buddy. All right, dude. Now it's like, now we got to attack these feats, bro. Where do you start? What are some of the feats that you've seen?
Well, I got I don't the most recent one. I think I saw if it just came through today or not, but it looks like Jared Goguen just moved in the number 2 spot on your 4-inch bull ring list.
Nice.
Just behind Jerome Bloom. Yeah, it looked like he hit 37.1 pounds on it. Solid lockout. Definitely had more in the tank. So yeah.
Yes.
Nice. You have to get that updated. Otherwise,
yes.
I tell you, Ricardo Magni has been posting stuff. It sounds like people have been killing some records with the Country Crush and the Monster Crush handles. He's been, it looks like, hanging out with Ode Haugen, and those guys are just murdering it. It looked like Ricardo just hit. He posted as a world record. Now I'm not sure where that list is. The last time I looked up anything on the Country Crush, I had to do a lot of really heavy digging to find anything, and my stuff was old. But he just hit just shy of 361 pounds on the 2-inch Country Crush, and that beats the previous record, which was 359. But he also posted one from Ode Haugen. Sounds like he hit the 3-inch Monster Crush at 312.6 pounds.
Awesome.
So, yep, lots of work on that. But I would like to see. I hadn't heard. Have you been? It's been a while since I've been on that website, and I don't know if it's just on the Facebook page. But I don't know a whole lot about this. I'm well aware of the Country Crush handles and the Monster Crush handles, but I don't know where their leaderboards are or how that's being tracked or anything. So I could even find out more about that.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I don't know what his expertise is with sites and all that stuff. I know that he has a group on Facebook called like Team Crush It or Country Crush or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Team Crush It. I remember. I think.
Yeah, he doesn't have it set up really good just yet, as far as like leaderboard and stuff like that. But I think it's coming. So that'll help things out tremendously if he can get that done. So hopefully he's able to do it. But I know there's a lot of Country Crushes out there. So I don't know how many people that own the Country Crush are maxing out on it, but I know there's a lot of those out there. There's lots of people with the Country Crush implements. So,
yeah, they seem pretty popular.
Also, yeah, also his Raptor grips are becoming pretty popular as well.
Right.
So I interviewed last week. It was an arm wrestling podcast called Hand Control Worldwide, and we went over the regular stuff, what grip is and things like that. They asked about hands, arm wrestling, things like that. It's kind of like, I'm not the normal type of guest that would be on that show, seeing how I don't actually arm wrestle. But it went pretty well. I guess we had like close to 100 people at one point on there viewing the show. And guess whose name came up towards the end in the section when he was submitting questions?
Who's that?
Tanner Merkel.
Our buddy Tanner. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I think, like, what do you think about Tanner Merkel? And, of course, I gave my assessment of his scope abilities, the scope game, and they're lacking. But I guess they weren't actually asking about that. I guess they wanted to talk about his grip expertise. And, seeing how recently he just did, like, a blob chug and a ball transfer, that's right there, that's evidence enough that he's very talented in grip. But I also gave a rundown of how nationals went for him and things like that, and how he brings such an interesting skill set coming from climbing. And if people didn't listen to our last episode, what episode are we on? Is it
21.
21?
21,
Wow,
yep.
21. So on episode 20, we interviewed Tanner at the end of the show. So if you haven't listened to episode 20, make sure you check that out, because it was very interesting, fun to talk with Tanner. He's a good guy, and like I said, very, very talented. But I guess what I've forgotten is that Tanner kind of found out about grip sport from going to arm wrestling practices. And he mentioned his one friend, and I forget his name, who just did the 6-inch dumbbell deadlift. And, that's one of the first things that I remember seeing from Tanner was he lifted the inch dumbbell in blob at the same time. So he's now since in the blob chug and blob transfer, which both are pretty cool feats, pretty elite. So it was cool though that his name ended up popping up during that podcast interview.
Right. I must have missed his. I saw the blob air transfer, which is awesome. I didn't catch the blob chug though, so I'm gonna have to go look for that. So,
yeah, and that
nice.
could be like multiple weeks in the past, dude. Like it's very possible that got put on my list like before nationals. So like some of the things that I've got on my list I found a few weeks back.
Yeah, things have gotten kind of lost in translation there a bit. Yeah. You see some of those inch and chugs lately that have been coming up?
I'm sorry, would you say that one again?
There have been a couple inch dumbbell lifts and chugs. I don't know if you caught those. There was a guy.
Who was that?
Jesse.
Oh, was that Jesse guy?
Panonin, he posted a video. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. I'd hate to butcher it. I guess I would call it Hiva Juhanusta. I could be way off. I hate doing that. But he lifted the inch dumbbell. Now, I don't know what he was drinking. I'll assume it was a beer. So he lifts the inch bell, kills a beer, sets the can on the globe. A guy hands him another one. He crushes that too, then puts the can on the other globe and sets it down.
Dude, I did not see that video.
Okay.
I thought I did. I thought I knew what you were talking about. I didn't see that video. I messaged that guy. I messaged that guy during my trip at some point. But I think I saw maybe the thumbnail but didn't watch the video. He seems like a really nice guy from the messages that we sent, man.
Yeah.
I just saw when you talk to somebody from like even overseas and stuff like that, and they're so nice to talk to, so personable. It's always like a breath of fresh air when you get that with a gal.
Right.
Speaking of inch, I know that in one of the last shows that we did before nationals, Clay Edgen had made the trip out to Mexico from where he lives in California and his dumbbell back. And he has since put up a couple videos of him lifting the inch dumbbell. In fact, he was able to do it the first workout with it back at his gym. So, I had said I was looking forward to seeing what he was able to do with it. And since then, he's already put videos of him lifting it. So I'm hoping he continues to push on that because I think he has the potential to do some really good inch dumbbell feats.
Yeah, I caught some of those initial lifts from him as well, and I hadn't seen much else since then. But yeah, definitely held on to the strength. So good for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And of course, Becca. Between Becca and Paul Savage, we could probably do a whole show on those guys. I've fallen behind on all the stuff that they've done. I know that she did 33.1 kilos, I think, on the – what was that on? Was that on the implement was?
I can't – let me see if I can dig up some of this stuff. I can't – yeah, they do so much good work on some of those things. It's hard to keep track of it all because every time she sets foot in the gym, she's doing things that most guys can't do. So
right.
Let me see if I can bring up any of this. Well, boy, it's not going to be easy to find this right now, but I'm going to try to look anyway here. Let's see here. But yeah, she has been doing a lot of that strong woman training. And yeah, what was it? Oh, the blockbuster pinch, I think, was one of the most recent ones. Hit 74 pounds on it. So it's above well her world record, I guess.
Yeah.
So
she has actually put up a couple videos where she's broken her world record in the last few weeks. I mean, it's been like onslaught on everything that she's been working on. It's just been like one high level mark after the other.
Well, yeah, and you look at these numbers, and she's not beating something by like a quarter pound. She's putting 5 pounds on these lifts every time she's touching them. So yeah, sky's the limit. So
if you guys don't have this Instagram on your follow list, you got to get it's the Savage Gains with a Z, 22, SAVAGE, so Savage, GAINZ, 22. So go follow it because this is kind of like the combo account for both Paul Savage and Becca working out together in their workouts. So there's stuff here. Axle work. We got Becca's strongman training. We got Paul doing something here with looks like probably 100+ pound dumbbell with a Fat Grips Extreme on it. Pinch blockbuster pinch block. Hub lift on the hub from Paul. I mean, you got to follow this account. If you like grip and you want to see big numbers falling, you got to get on this. You got to get on this Instagram account of theirs. Yeah, so lots of stuff going there. I saw recently James Rodriguez did a 50-45 pinch, so where he was pinching. It was like 245 pinch, only one of the plates was 50, dude.
Oh, I caught that. Yeah, that was yes, that was from a little while back. Let me see if I can get on that here. Yeah, he's been doing a lot of plate pinching lately.
Absolutely, lots of it, and some of them are really wide. Like they look like close to the width of like a York, the old school York plates. So a really good variety, very interesting following his training. Is he slated to be coming to South Jersey 4? Is his name on the list?
Boy, I don't know. I thought it was. Let me.
I want to say that it is too. If it is, man, I hope there's some time that we're able to do some feeding together. Feeding together because it would be what we can. What we can.
He'd be in a heavier weight class here. I'm just trying to find him right now.
Yeah, I think he might be 120.
Actually, I'm not. No, I don't see. I don't see his name on here.
Maybe he was on there, and maybe he's not coming down. Hopefully he does. That would be cool. I was thinking at one point he was going. He was going to go there.
Nope, unless I missed him, I'm not seeing him on here. So that's too bad. Okay.
Have you ever done like loose pinching, Alan? Like 5'10", stuff like that?
I've never tried that. No. Mm-hmm. I did pick up some plates with that in mind, so I can do that. But I've never even set them together to take so much as a grab at it. So
are they just 10s then?
What's that?
Are they just 10-pounders?
I picked up a bunch of 10s, but then I also have sufficient kilo plates for that too, because I see that's one of the things that Chris Rice does at his Gripmas. Was a 5 kilos pinch, if I'm not mistaken. So that was more or less my intention, but I haven't. I have them. I just haven't. I've never even put them together to give it a shot. So I imagine it's hard. You're talking.
Yeah.
Like for the kilos, 55 pounds there. So that's a lot, and it's fairly wide and slick. So, but I have no idea. Never.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I brought it up, because I saw a dude named Mika Hallinen did 5 kilo plates, Lyoko plates, and then 3 10-kilogram Eleiko plates. So those are pretty good numbers. I think I actually tried 4 10-kilo plates one time out to Aaron Corcoran's I wasn't able to get because I felt like it was going to tear my thumb, and I was trying to save my thumb. But I think Aaron got it when I was out there. Aaron
that was the
410 kilos.
The 410s, yes, I do remember that video. Yes, he did. He did lift it. Yep. And on the subject of that Mika, he hit a he hit, what was it? The 220. No, it was 250 kilogram Leocos, wasn't it? Is that right? No, 220.
Or you have one in each hand.
Yes. Yep. A double. He hit the double pinch, I think. I saw that. That was one I was going to bring up a couple weeks back. I was just thumbing through that when you mentioned his name. So
right.
I don't recall the specifics of it, but yeah, he's on quite a roll with those count type plates. So
yeah.
Yep.
Like another like flavor of plate pinching, with the plates, kilogram plates. I don't have any of those. So it's not that I don't have any. I have some that are like 20 kilo plates, but they look exactly like 45-pound plates,
Oh, sure.
And in that case, they're actually easier. They're very old, very rough, so you can get a good grip on them as long as you can tolerate the edges and don't get cut. So that's something where, like, once you've dominated all of the pounder plates, then you go to the kilogram plates. You're looking at like 5 more pounds you hold it in hand with the 5 kilos.
Sure. Let's see.
Have you been? I think anything out of Dan Fleming recently? Do you have any feeds from him on your?
Gil had posted a little blip about Dan. He just hit a shade over 100 pounds on the flask for 4 easy reps to the crossbar. So, yeah, I'm preparing to get murdered by him at SJ4. He'll definitely be in fine form on that list, as I'm sure he'll be on the other ones too. So
yeah,
yep.
I recently saw him also doing like 100 and change with for a hold, for like an easy, effortless hold that looked like the implement just stuck right to his hand. So it seems like he's really improved with that flask.
Yeah, and he's holding out on us too, because we haven't seen any gripper videos or crusher videos. So I'm anxious to see the kind of numbers he's gonna smear on that. I think he's got a pretty heavy crusher lift. I know I've seen some heavy gripper closes out of him, but his crusher is way up there too. He's in the 180s or something like that. He's way up there. I don't even want to insult him with a low number, but he's definitely got a solid pull on that. So
yeah.
Yep.
He's also did a little bighorn hang recently.
Yeah, I caught that. What was something like 8 seconds or something like that? He was one hand hang. Yep.
Pretty scary.
Yeah, that came out.
Scary.
Yeah. No, I know it. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of things like, did you catch that video and this was from Adam Glass a while ago, but he was showing a chin up where in one hand he had the flask, and the other hand it was the Iron Mine hub.
Didn't see that combo. Didn't see that one.
It was a still on Instagram, so I imagine had he pulled it off, we would have seen it in the full video. But nonetheless, it looked like he was at least part there to it. So I've been waiting to see somebody do Iron Mine hub chin-ups. So that's going to be awesome the day that happens. But it was just a matter
of time.
Right. Yep. No, that one kind of came out of nowhere, so I wasn't expecting that. But yep, nice. Yeah. All right.
Oh, and you know what I need to say again? A few weeks ago, we talked about the named Anvil trainer, and I gave the wrong guy credit to it, so I needed to put a retraction out about that.
I caught that.
At this point, person was, because I didn't write it down. Was it Andrew Doobie?
Let me see if I can find it here, because I thought he used the This Week in Grip hashtag. Just another reminder for everybody here. Let me see if I can search it.
Because he's created a few things that he's posted about, and think what happened was the option that I mentioned put it up on their Instagram, but he didn't make it.
That little meme that he put out was hilarious, though. It was like that.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes,
Let's see here. Odd Quad.
It was like Odd Quad. He's the one that posted it, but he didn't make it, right?
No. He says, here's the meme. It's got the guy from the Dos Equis commercial. And
it's Brett Dyson, right?
Let me see here. Yeah, actually, Damian Horn is, it looks like, Odd Quad. And let's see here. And it looks like, yes, Brett Dyson was the one that had made that.
So faux pas on my part, giving credit to the wrong person. My apologies for that. But
that
thankfully,
meme is cute.
Yes. Why don't you go over a couple? And that's on Odd Quad, right? He put out a couple, I believe.
Yeah, this one's good. I like this. It says, it's not every week your work gets mentioned on This Week in Grip, but when it is, they give Odd Quad the credit.
Yes.
Yep. Awesome.
Hey, so at least my journalism is on par with my local newspaper, because generally when they put something out there, it's wrong as well. So at least I've reached that mark.
Yep. And it's at 319 posts that have gotten that hashtag now. So
yeah, dude.
Everybody's doing a real good job of staying on top of that. Sure makes it easier tracking this stuff down. Yep. Nice.
Did you just swear, Alan? Did you just drop the SH word?
No.
Keeping on top of the SH? Oh, okay. It must have been a little blip. It sounded like you got potty mouth there for a second, bro. Like, wow, feeling angry about the meme that's coming out. Calm down, brother. All right, cool. What would you say was maybe we can close with this time, because we're past an hour. I know we're nowhere near where we need to be in order to cover everything. But what would you say was the biggest thing that you saw go down last week, feat of the week?
The feat of the week. Well, I would have to give it to the guy doing the inch and chug.
Okay.
That was the one that jumped out at me as most impressive. So how about you?
I don't know. Not really sure. I was busy for most of the week with that seminar and preparing for it, so that kind of took my attention away. But that's definitely very impressive. I don't know. I guess I'd probably have to go with that. Or I know that Big Eric put a thumbless hitch dumbbell lift as well, so that's something that I can't do. So I think that's pretty darn impressive. So
yeah,
that was a 78 kilo lift. And then did you know that Jesse actually bought the Grip Monsters inch? That's the Grip Monsters inch. That
was the Grip Monsters inch. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, what's the deal there? We really haven't heard much from Juha lately. So
I don't know, buddy. I know that he got out and did his first grip workout, so he's feeling well enough to do that.
Okay.
And I
he's
think
not selling off all
the
his
main
equipment, is he?
I don't know. I really don't know, buddy. I haven't reached out to him, but I know that Jesse had listed that as a Grip Monsters inch, and I said, "Did you buy that from Juha?" And he said, "Yes." So I don't know if maybe if you had an extra one that you wanted to get rid of, or maybe he's trying to spread love around and not hoard all his equipment. I have no idea. We'd have to ask him, but it was indeed the same inch as we've seen Juha toy with in the past.
Sure. Okay.
Well, we were able to whittle some of this stuff down. Alan, did you at least make a dent in the stuff that you had accumulated?
Yeah, I think I'm getting there. I still have some stuff, some things in the past here I'm scrolling through, just kind of putting asterisks by them as we go along, but starting to get caught up anyway.
Good, good.
Looks like some weeks are a little more so than others. I suppose as SJ4 gets closer, we'll probably see things maybe even quiet down a little bit. Seems how things go when competitions get even more near. But yeah, getting there.
Yeah, and then I'll just remind everybody that the conversation topic is what grip implement will you take with you if you're Dale? And, consider the fact that you want to maintain your grip strength, but also you might want to use that implement for self-defense in case someone starts to get a little frisky with you. So leave your comment below about that. And then I'll give it away to you, Al. Close her out.
All right. Well, then that's number 21 of this week in grip. Boy, it's been quite a few of these already. So I think they're getting better every time. Thanks a lot, Jedd, for being on. I've had a lot of fun doing this. Everybody, make sure you share the video. Don't forget to like the video, and keep using that hashtag. A lot of people have been doing that. It makes it really easy to track down this stuff. Lots of good work, everybody. And we'll be back next week with another one. We'll see you then.